The volume is off. There go that man. We're going to run a bike. You ready? What's cracking, big dogs? Welcome, bike to the channel. Welcome, bike to the headquarters. My name is Nicholas. This is BDGE, Fantasy Football. And we are doing 5 nights of drafting. Yeah. I know it's muted, mother suckers. 5 nights of drafting. Every single night this week, we are going live to draft at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Okay? And we're already on the motherfucking clock. At the 101. Where art thou? All right. Oh, scene unlocked. Unlock. What's going on here? Oh, shit. This is not a good start to it. Oh, we did it. We did it. All right. I got the 101. And I'll explain everything in a second, but this is really easy. We just take Christian McCaffrey at the 101. I saw someone in the chat ask, have I done one from the 101? And now we have done one from the 101. And you take Christian McCaffrey at the 101. Okay? Quick background. We will be doing 5 nights in a row of drafting every single night this week to prep y'all for your fantasy drafts in the upcoming weekend, okay? Every single night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Set your alarm clocks, write the time in Sharpie on your wife's forehead, write it on your baby's ass cheeks, because we're here every single night for y'all, okay? And all of these drafts are going to be on Underdog Fantasy. If you are not yet on Underdog Fantasy, please download the app. It is linked in the chat. It is pinned in the comment section. It is the first thing in the description. You're going to download the Underdog Fantasy app, and you're going to draft with me, okay? You're going to put $10 on your account, and you're going to compete in a real league. It's the single best way to prepare for your fantasy football drafts, okay? If you have no idea what you're doing, these are the best ways to do it, okay? Best ways. Underdog Fantasy. Link is in the app. Link is in the description. App for the link is in the everywhere. Every fucking where. Okay? And use promo code BDGE. BDG. Don't do 2 E's. BDGE. When you deposit $10, they're going to give you $25 free on top of it to play with. It's beautiful. All right. Let's talk some fantasy. Also, yes, my shirt is obviously already tucked in. Live streams, we got to come with it tucked. We've got to come with it tucked because we can't do an intro. All right? So this is half PPR. This is the 12-teamer. This is 1 quarterback. This is 2 running backs. This is 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Oh, boy, we are moving in slow-mo right now. Okay, cool. We're bike. Sorry. This is an ugly start to it. We have Christian McCaffrey at the 101. Should not be thinking anyone else. We have Dalvin Cook, Alvin Kamara, Derrick Henry, Devontae Adams, Ezekiel Elliott, Aaron Jones, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Stephon Diggs. Yeah, let's just put the board up for y'all. And I'll actually draft from my phone. That might be easier for me to do. Bear with me, people. Bear with me if you're new. Everything's a shit show at all times. Yes, the black eye is getting worse and worse. My roommate asked if I put makeup on it today, which I didn't. I wish I did. I should. Okay, so the first round: McCaffrey, Cook, Kamara, Henry, Adams, Zeke, Aaron Jones, Tyreek Hill, Kelce, Diggs, Jonathan Taylor, Antonio Gibson. Somewhat par for the course. I really like the first spot, actually. I really like picking from the turn. This year in particular. Typically, I don't like to because you have to really reach for your dudes. But that's kind of the way I play anyways. I think you just got to get your guy. Okay? Jonathan Taylor, Antonio Gibson. So JT up at the 111 is a little bit precarious. That is the earliest I've seen. Him going a long time here. Obviously, the news about Carson Wentz and the news about Quentin Nelson has been very positive. Therefore, we are optimistic about Jonathan Taylor. We are now optimistic about Michael Pittman, as I said in today's video, because T.Y. Hilton is also hurt. So I'm a little bit higher on Jonathan Taylor. I still think maybe that's a little bit of a tricky place to be grabbing him. I might take I'd start to think about Eckler, Nick Chubb in that area, depending on who you have higher on your board. What's going on here? Or depending on the league's scoring settings. Let me pull up the draft real quick. I'm sorry. This is so hard. So Mixon, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. The ankle injury. The ankle injury is supposedly not too serious with Clyde Edwards-Helaire right now. They probably would not have let. I believe they just cut Darwin Thompson. They waived him, so that should be enough of a confidence spill into Clyde Edwards-Helaire that you should feel relatively good about that. Now we're looking at the 2-12-3-1. I would have loved to have grabbed Waller there with one of these picks because there's not a ton of value left on the board. There's nothing at the running back position, really. You can reach for David Montgomery or Chris Carson, which I don't necessarily hate, but I think we're going to go with that anchor running back type of strategy where we take one running back, and then we just hit the wide receivers heavy. So I'm going to go with Justin Jefferson. I have very, very little exposure to him, and I'm going to stack it up with Keenan Allen. Now, Jefferson for some reason, he's kind of fallen to that category of not being a sexy pick. He is someone that I feel like we don't show enough love to because he doesn't look like DK Metcalf or A.J. Brown. But he just had the most incredible rookie season of all time. I don't think you think too hard about it there. When you're done with that running back tier like that, all the running backs that went off the board kind of form a tier here, right? Like once Clyde gets off the board, there's not anyone that I feel confident enough in to be drafting ahead of these second tier wide receivers. So you have Devontae and Tyreek Hill and Diggs, Ridley, D-Hop, and then you can argue whether or not you want to put Metcalf into that tier or not, into the elite tier, but then you move to the second tier, who I would take over the third tier of running backs, if that makes sense. DeAndre Swift at pick 30, I absolutely hate that because I feel like Trump right there. Everything out of Detroit has been very, very disgusting when it comes to DeAndre Swift. Basically, he's just like out of shape. He's not going to be ready for week 1. He's a little bit banged up. They will use Jamal Williams if they need to in a high capacity if DeAndre Swift isn't ready. I don't know. I'm just like, where there's smoke, there's fire, and it feels like DeAndre Swift's ass is burnt third degree right now. So we're going to let Swift kind of fall into the fourth. If he falls into the fourth, I'm okay grabbing him there. Let's take some questions for the chat. So we're going to do 5 nights of mock drafting, all right? So if you're just joining us right now, every night, 7 p.m. Eastern time this week, Monday to Friday, to help you prepare for your fantasy football drafts. 5 nights this week. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you have the notification bells on so that you know when I go live to help you prep, to help you get ready, so you don't walk into your draft with a black eye, okay? We're going to do some Q&A. We'll probably have some guests on this week. We'll do some giveaway. Let's see. We've got, what if Mixon was there? So, yeah, Mixon would fall into that tier for me. If he was there at the 212 or the 301, he would definitely be there. I just had my first real live money draft over the weekend, and I was at the 105, and I took Alvin Kamara. And it's a super flex league. I took Alvin Kamara, and then on the way back, which is the 207, if I had the 105, I took Joe Mixon in the second round. So I got my 2 running backs off the rippy, and there we feel sexy about it. Is Gus 5th round too early? So I threw Gus into the video I put up this morning was basically a huge recap of all the Week 3 preseason games, everything that happened from the J.K. Dobbins injury to the Irv Smith injury to snap counts and all that kind of shit. So Gus falls into, I believe he's my RB19 in half PPR, which is like behind the David Montgomery and Chris Carson tier after the like end of third round, or I guess nowadays early third round wide receivers like Robinson, CD, Terry. But 5th round, yeah, that's definitely good value for Gus, I think. I would take him in the 4th round. I think he's a good 4th, 5th round, like dead zone running back. I feel more confident in a guy like Gus Edwards than I do in Darrell Henderson at this point with the addition of Sony Michel. I like Gus more than I like Miles Sanders, Josh Jacobs, Mike Davis, all those guys. I would take Gus Edwards over. But yeah, go watch the video today. I go in depth on Gus Edwards and Justice Hill and Tyson Williams. Let's see. I just don't trust Kamara Henry that much. Yeah, so I took Kamara at 105 in my big money draft, mainly because I feel a lot more confident now that Winston is the quarterback. I had thought that they would probably go with Taysom because Thomas is out and Michael Thomas is out, and they need to get a little bit more creative with their offense. And Taysom Hill obviously does that for them. And if Taysom Hill was on the field, it hurts Kamara. Passing situations, goal line situations. But Winston there, I feel confident enough that it's literally just going to be Kamara and Callaway. Troutman is kind of shaping up as a fade for me there. So I really like Kamara. I think he's just going to catch about a zillion balls again. Not a hot take whatsoever. So we see some interesting picks here. We see James Robinson going off the board. He was the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. RB 18. I have James Robinson, I believe, one spot ahead of Gus Edwards, and then maybe Damian Harris. So they're all kind of like equal build. In my opinion, they're all backs that are similar to each other. Going to have similar roles. I think James Robinson easily has the biggest pass-catching role of those three early down guys. We saw it last year, and there's no reason that Carlos Hyde. Like, you look at the other guys, Damian Harris is obviously competing with James White. Nobody else. You look at Gus Edwards, he's competing with maybe Justice Hill, and Tyson Williams. And Gus Edwards just doesn't catch passes. No one in that backfield catches passes ever. So we feel better about James Robinson being involved in all aspects of the game, especially with a lot of their wide receivers banged up, ETN out of the situation for the year. So James Robinson should be pretty good. But as we saw in the preseason game, like him and Carlos Hyde were splitting snaps pretty heavily. And I expect that to be the case throughout the year. It'll be James Robinson. He was going to be the starting back even if ETN was there. But Hyde will be annoying. I think that's about the right spot for James Robinson. Late third, early fourth. I would have taken him above Lockett, Mike Evans, Robert Woods, and Mark Cooper is probably when you start to get into that situation where you're looking to go elsewhere. Let's see. We're about to be up at the 412, and since we have one wide receiver, we have one running back, two wide receivers. The board is still completely up for grabs. Miles Sanders just went off the board. I will probably... I kind of like Mark Andrews a little bit here just because Baltimore's so banged up, but I'm probably going to wait on tight end because we can get some guys that we like later. Julio Jones, I think I'm just going to go back-to-back. Let me see what running backs we got. We got Darrell Henderson, Mike Davis. Nah, I'm good there. We'll go Julio Jones as one of our picks here in the 5th round, or, technically whatever the fuck you want to call it, 412, 5-1. Julio Jones, and I love Deontay Johnson, so I'm just going to take him at the 5-1. So we've got 4 wide receivers here, and basically for those of y'all that are new to this platform, to Underdog, this is how it works. It is a best ball formation, and I know a lot of people are new to my channel, especially at this time of the year, right? Season-long drafts are about to kick off, so a lot of you guys are flooding to the channel for the first time, and these drafts, this is actually not a mock draft. I paid $3 to be in this draft, and you do win money if you come in the first top 3 places. Best ball basically means that you literally only draft your team. You don't do waiver wire. You don't do trades. No in-season moves. You draft a big team, though. This is 18 rounds. This is a thick boy, okay? We're talking Eddie Lacy type drafts out here. And the software automatically starts the best players for you each week. And whoever has the most points at the end of the season based on your starters each week will finish in the top 3. It is the single best place to prepare for your drafts. So if you have drafts coming up this weekend and you want to know where players are going off the board and you want to see like sharp ADPs, average draft positions, this is absolutely the place to be. And if you deposit $10 on their app, right down below, you can download the app. It's the first link in the description. Take you straight to the App Store. It's going to throw $25 on top of that $10 absolutely free if you use the promo code BDGE. Okay, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. This platform is extra, extra beautiful. And since everybody's paying $3 to get into drafts, the ADP is extremely sharp. So you're getting very realistic drafts. So I would very, very highly suggest y'all do that right now. Promo code BDGE. What else we got to talk about here? Some takeaways from the weekend. Jerry Jeudy, sure. I like Jeudy a lot more now that Teddy Bridgewater has been named the starting quarterback. He's a very extremely accurate short thrower, and that's where Jerry Jeudy gets open at the short areas of the field. He gets open quickly, he gets open swiftly, and he's a sexy route runner. Darrell Henderson, I made a video individually about Darrell Henderson and Sony Michel. So if you want to check that out, you can catch how I'm feeling. I think that's a good spot for Darrell Henderson. I still think he's a 1A to the 1B. It might get a little bit ugly on the goal line. We don't really know. So I think there's a lot more risk involved now that Sony has signed there. But there's always a chance that Sony's just a terrible running back. Wow. Mostert all the way up at the 5-7. Okay, so we had Josh Allen. We had Kyler Murray. I think those are good spots for quarterbacks this year in 1 QB leagues, because the top tier of guys does actually have a positional advantage over the next tier of guys. So we talk about a lot of late-round quarterback shits, but I'm okay with mid-round quarterbacks this year in particular because there's so many fucking good athletes on the board. Gotta love Josh Allen, too. You really, really do. I have Kyler at 2, but I wouldn't argue with anyone that had Josh Allen right there. We look at their preseason game, the entire first quarter, they didn't run the ball a single fucking time. It's insanity. So they're going to pass the ball at an insane rate. Raheem Mostert, I get he looked great. He is still very much a fade for me. I actually did take him in the big money draft that I had this previous weekend. I got him in the 11th round, okay? I took Raheem Mostert in the 11th fucking round. I actually ended up taking like a ton of players on my fade list because they just kept dropping to insane values, right? Like Mostert, easy fade for me in the 5th. In the 11th, different story. And this was prior to his preseason game, so I got lucky. He looked great. He was the starter. Trey Sermon also looked great. My entire pitch had nothing to do with Trey Sermon just outright taking the job. If Mostert is healthy, he's going to play. He's going to play a lot. But he's never been able to stay on the field while commanding serious numbers. And I really don't expect that to be the case this year. By one way or another, I think Sermon takes that backfield and becomes the 1A to Mostert's 1B. They're just different types of players. Mark Andrews, again, with all of Baltimore's injuries, I do like him a lot more now. Javonte Williams, interesting weekend when it comes to Javonte Williams. Oh, I probably should have taken Gus Edwards there. I just was talking all that shit about how I liked him, but be weary of when you're drafting now with guys that get hurt. Like Sony Michel's ADP is probably like 150. Gus Edwards is really far down as well. What's happening here? Is really far down as well. So don't forget about those guys when you're in the 5th, 6th round. Lamar Jackson, T.J. Hockenson, Tyler Boyd, Odell, Myles Gaskin, Mike Davis. Okay, yeah, Javonte Williams was a healthy scratch this weekend. I feel like everything kind of made sense. Like Melvin Gordon is didn't play at all this preseason. So they wanted to get him some run. They wanted to get some dirt off his shoulder, and I guess they just felt like they've seen enough from Javonte Williams to know that he's probably their number 2, and he's going to split carries with Gordon. So I don't know. I'm not really looking into that too much. I don't think Javonte Williams is like the workhorse now that Melvin Gordon played and he didn't. Debo, Jamar Chase, Robbie Anderson. Brandon Ayuk tweaked his something. He tweaked his hamstring, I believe, which we'll look into a little bit more after my pick. There goes Damian Harris. I would have loved to have snagged him there, but lo and behold, we ain't get him. So we will be looking at probably not going to take Russ because I didn't take Metcalf or Lockett, so there's no stack there. We're going to wait on tight end for another turn because it's Logan Thomas, Higbee, Tunyon, Fant. So we're at the 6-12. I'm looking at Antonio Brown. I'm liking Laviska obviously a lot more now that Marvin Jones and DJ Chark and Etienne are hurt, and he looks great. He's still not playing in 12 personnel, which is fucking weird. I am probably going to dip into Chase Edmonds here. He's a guy that I've said I'm very much okay taking in the 6th, at the end of the 6th, early 7th round. I think he will pretty much be the workhorse in Arizona. So we have 2 running backs now. I wish Damian Harris fell to me there. We could take Trey Sermon here. I've gotten I got so much Trey Sermon early on in the summer in like the 90s and 100s ADP that right now I feel stupid for taking him this early. But we're going to take Trey Sermon here. And now we have C-Mac, Chase Edmonds, Trey Sermon. Our wide receivers are Justin Jefferson, Keenan Allen, Julio Jones, Deontay Johnson. We're feeling pretty good all around about that. Let me minimize myself so y'all can see the whole board, or I could just put me on top. All right, y'all. We got 600 fucking heads in here and 90 thumbs up. Can we do something about that ratio? Can we kick some of the males out of here and boost up the female ratio a little bit? Hit the thumbs up button, please, if you're in the chat. It lets if you're in the chat, it lets you know lets me know that Oh, I fucked up. I shouldn't have sent that. I sent a risky text message right before I went on stream, and now I'm paying the dividends of doing it in this stream because now I'm emotionally detached. Also, subscribe to the channel, obviously. Again, we're doing 5 nights of mock draft every single night. Okay, so what else we got going on here? Visca, Michael Gallup, Corey Davis. Yeah, Davis kind of looking like a schnack now with Zach Wilson. Let's move down to the chat. What's going on in the chat right now? Yell at me. Yell at me. Oh, we got a little super chat. We trying to pay the bills out here. We trying to pay the bills. From Dami, thoughts on the RB2 battle in New Orleans, liking TJJ. Listen, I think I still think Latavius Murray is the player there as the number 2. I think Latavius Murray makes his team, and he is still the running back 2 there. Okay. Yeah, let me get back to Ayuk real quick. Let me pull it up on my phone because my internet doesn't work fast when I am in the middle of streaming. Let's look into Ayuk's injury. See if we find anything. I believe he tweaked his hammy, which is not fun at this point in the offseason. Or am I just straight up lying, bro? Did that not even happen? I'll be honest. I was completely occupied this entire weekend. I didn't open my laptop once, so I missed a lot of the games. I was catching up on everything this morning. So I'm trying to find out what's going on here. Getting ready for your draft. Is Brandon Ayuk's hamstring injury serious? Let's watch the Fancy Doctors YouTube. Let's get this bread. Dr. Morse the GOAT.
As well as the subscribe. And let's get started. So,
come on, bro. Don't you guys just fucking hate when people on YouTube tell you to subscribe and hit the thumbs up button? Just start the fucking content. Am I right?
Has massive potential this year, especially when Trey Lance takes over. We've seen him and Debo look really good, and then you add Kittle at a running game, and they have just a lot of potential. But that assumes that everyone stays healthy. As we've seen last year with Debo Samuel, he did struggle to stay healthy, and then Kittle. As you know, unfortunately, hamstring strains are very common early in season due to the fact that they're transitioning from off-season to full work every day. That tissue just simply can't handle it, and it needs a couple days off, but they don't have that luxury. So
I'll be done in 45 seconds.
and we don't even worry about it in about 2 weeks' time or so. But if this is anything more than a grade 1 or if it is a legit grade as we get later in our careers,
All right, it doesn't look like we actually know anything about the hamstring pull yet. We're still waiting on news if it's grade 1 or grade 2. But since they said it's not serious, it is probably going to be a grade 1, which still means that we need about a week or two. It still means we need to give it like a week or two of rest. They do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, about 14. They have 2 full weeks to get ready for their game. So I guess I'm not too concerned. I would move them down maybe a little bit because that always puts you, if you're going into the year injured, you're putting yourself at a much higher re-injury risk, okay? Oh, fuck, we on the clock. Oh, no, we're not on the clock yet. Fuck yeah, let's go. I'm going to – here's my promise to y'all. 5 straight nights of mock drafting. I promise I will not hit a single Q. I will not hit a single missed pick. All right, so we've got 3 running backs. We got 4 wide receivers. Oh, Trey Lance is already up to number quarterback 10. Wow. Okay. Can we stack anybody? Let's look at the wide receivers. Listen, bro, I'm honest. I'm really, really serious about Marquez Callaway here. He is a really good ball player, okay? And there is no reason to be fading him. I don't care how much earlier he starts going based on his preseason performance. He needs to continue to be drafted earlier and earlier and earlier, okay? Oh, fuck, I'm on the clock again. Shit. All right, we're going to take a tight end. You know I love my boy Robert Tonyan. That's it. It's game over. Tyler Higbee is another good pick there if you like him. He's going to be an every down player this year for sure, but I just love Tanyan. Y'all know I love Tanyan. I mean, he's everything we look for in a breakout tight end, and he already fucking broke out. He's basically the number 2 behind Davante Adams on the outside. So give me all Robert Tonyan in the 9th round all fucking day. Okay. Yeah, I know. Most people can probably get Robert Callaway in the 10th, but the problem is I'm on the turn, so I doubt he will fall to the 10-12. Pick 120. Just won't happen anymore, okay? So I think we're starting to build a well-rounded team. I like where we're at thus far. What else do we got here? I saw another super chat. Let's get this breed. From Wyatt Wallace. Power fucking name. Any thoughts on Juwan Johnson? Feels like he has a good chance to become this year's Tunyon. All right, so let's talk about Mr. Juwan. .6'4", 230, little bit undersized, unbelievable athleticism. Didn't break out, or at least he was 23 years old when he broke out in college. Good player. Honestly, interesting profile. This is realistically the first time I've actually been looking at him. Juwan Johnson. Let me get back to you. I'll talk about Juwan Johnson in some capacity this week in one of my videos. I'm going to be honest, you kind of put me on the spot there because I don't know much about Juwan Johnson, but I'm going to assume he's not a fucking thing this year. Trey Lance has a chip in his hand. Yeah, I just saw that. I believe it's going to take about 2 weeks to heal. And again, that's 14. They have 14 days until their regular season, 13 days, whatever. And he was not going to be the week 1 starter regardless. It does hurt a little bit now because he can't really proceed in the QB battle. But I think at this point, Kyle Shanahan probably knows what he wants to do with Trey Lance, and that is eventually get his ass on the field. All right. What team is this guy on? I love people just join the live stream and just be talking about this guy. I thought we were best friends, Dubs. I'm the 101. I have the first pick. Dude, he missed my super chat. First of all, super chat does not guarantee my ass to answer you. All right? 2, I'm going to answer it. Don't worry. I don't know where it is, though. It's impossible to find. You know how many comments come in every 5 seconds? You guys just continually scream at me. All right, Fantasy Champs, we got you, you coward. Trade my Jefferson for Kittle. I would have Lamb, Godwin, and Kittle. If I keep Jefferson, then I have him, Lamb, and Gronk, non-PPR redraft. What do you mean you have... Why do you have Gronk the second time around and not Godwin? Like, are you only able to play 2 wide receivers? If you can only play 2 wide receivers, yeah, it makes sense to get rid of one of your 3 wide receivers that are good. If you can start Jefferson in your flex, if you can start Lamb, Jefferson, Godwin, then do that. But, I mean, as you could see by the board, I clearly like Jefferson over George Kittle because I just drafted him over George Kittle. What we got? Been here since... Got a super chat from Chronic. Been here since sub 15K. Congrats on the growth. Still hate you for miles. Yeah, get that a lot. Don't worry. I'm YouTube's most hated man. Are you drafting more tonight? I'm not really sure what that means. Like, this is one of those things where, guys, you got to live in the present, you know? A lot of times people get... You know why people get unhappy in life? Either 1, because they're looking in the past, or 2, because they're looking too far in the future and they can't enjoy the present. How come you need me to draft more tonight when I'm already in the middle of drafting? You know what I mean? Like, what more can I do? You want me to start, like, 2 drafts at one time? Like, I already have enough trouble drafting one fucking team. How do you feel about Barkley this year? Yeah, he's not someone I want to take where his name value is probably going to make him go. I'll take him at the end of the first round, early second round, I think, but I don't feel great about it. We still have no fucking idea if he's playing week 1, and anyone who's telling you they know is lying to you. It's great to see him not have any setbacks, get on the practice field, make these little steps, you know, play by play and day by day, et cetera, et cetera. But he's still a very risky pick. Like, there's nothing I could say. There's nothing I could say more than the analysis I've given already. Really bad situation, really bad offensive line, a really bad team that won't score much, averaged 17 points per game last year. The only team that was worse than him, that was worse than the Giants, were the Jets at 14.5 points per game. It's ugly. Okay, so Saquon, objectively terrible situation. Objectively, the things you like about him are his athleticism, but he might not have all of it because he might be less than 100%. So very risky first-round pick. When are you doing the live draft with your boys? All right, so we just did the draft weekend in New York City, where my homies and my subs fly out for the weekend. We did our first draft. The vlog will be coming out at some point this weekend. We literally have like 250 clips from the weekend that we have to put together. So hopefully we can get the vlog out for Friday or Saturday, and then we have the E-Town Get Down draft. Same thing every year. Monday night. Labor Day Monday night. Always. And then the vlog will be out a few days after that, hopefully. I started to look at some... Oh, fuck, we on the clock? Let's see. I need another tight end. Should I take Irv Smith? Just fucking with you. Relax. Oh, boy. All right. I'm actually going to take Burrow here. Y'all know Burrow's been an easy fade for me for a long time, but that was when he was the quarterback 8 or 9, and now he's starting to go off the board around, QB 14 or 15. I'm okay with Burrow there. I'm very okay with Burrow there. Do we take another wide receiver? Can we get a stack? Do we have Charger off the board? We can take... I think I actually like Kirk the most out of all the quarterbacks here. But we're going to take Fields. I will try to take either Justin Fields or Trey Lance in like all of my drafts going forward. Their upside when they get on the field is just simply too high. If you're in a quarterback league, you'll be able to do that so easily in your actual drafts with your friends and family and whatnot. You can grab someone decent earlier on, or you could do exactly what I did and have a veteran paired with the rookie so that you feel kind of comfortable with that guy until Fields or Trey Lance get on the field. What else do we have? Yeah, so I was looking at, so basically I think 2 of the videos, I still have to film tomorrow morning's video, shit. So for this week, we're going to do the 5 a.m. video that we do every week, every day still, and we're going to do the live stream at 7 p.m. every night. All right, so again, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Download the Underdog app. Use promo code BDGE when you deposit $10. They're going to give you $25 free on top of that to draft with. So you'll be able to do 11 mock drafts. Actually, not mock drafts, but real drafts. 11 real drafts, and you'll have $2 left over to buy yourself some makeup if you have a black eye to put over it. What else do we care about? All right, so 2 of the videos I'm going to do this week are 5 guys most likely to end up on championship rosters this year, and then 5 guys least likely to end up on championship rosters this year. And basically, I'm going to take into account a culmination of things, right? When you're looking at the second half of the year, things that work in your favor are rookie running backs. Rookie wide receivers tend to have huge boosts in playing time second half of the year as opposed to the first half of the year. So those are guys that could very well be on championship rosters, right? You look at J.K. Dobbins, you look at Jonathan Taylor last year, you look at Akers. All those guys went off in the fantasy playoffs. Those are things you need to consider. Rookie wide receivers tend to have like 40 to 50% of the snaps over the first half of the year. Second half of the year, they become full-time players. The other thing to consider, obviously, is the playoff schedule. Cincinnati has an unbelievably hard playoff schedule. It's like they get all their divisional games, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, all those with other ones that are really, really difficult. On the flip side, we have guys, Tampa Bay has a really nice playoff schedule, and San Francisco. Trey Lance in San Francisco, that team has a really, really easy slate of games from like week 11 through 17. It's like the most difficult defense they go against, I believe, is like Seattle. Everything else is just fucking teed up to rope off. It's like that commercial with who's that big motherfucker on the Yankees? Aaron Judge, when he's hitting off a little leaguer or whatever. That's basically what the San Francisco defense or the schedule in the playoffs of week 11 through the playoffs is going to be like. So I could see him getting on the field then because they have a semi-difficult slate where it's like Indy, they have a 4-game slate where 3 of the defenses are really difficult, and if Jimmy G struggles there, I could see Trey Lance getting on the field week 11 and then just absolutely ripping through the playoffs after that. And that would be great for Sermon. It'd be great for Mostert. It'd be great for all the pass catchers. They have a really easy slate. And then Washington also, bro. Washington gets to play their last 4 games of the season. Really weird. It's just like Dallas, Philly, Dallas, Philly. So they get to play their divisional rivals 2 times in a row to end the season. Both are shitty defenses, obviously. So Terry McLaurin might just absolutely go fucking nuclear. The draft I had this weekend, I did grab Terry McLaurin. He was the first share exposure I have to him, and I was happy to get him because I don't know, something about taking him at the end of the 3rd round makes me a little bit hesitant, but I got him in the 4th round, so I felt good about it. Oh, there you go. Super chat I didn't see. Scary Terry, major boom this year. So, yeah, going off that point, I mean, listen, he's going to be the clear one there. This is going to be an upgraded passing offense. This is a team that has a really, really easy playoff schedule, so he can definitely be in your championship roster and your championship lineup. And he's just one of the best separators in the NFL at this point. He's a fantastic wide receiver, and I can't wait to watch him play with a real quarterback. He has upside. Listen, he's getting picked around like Allen Robinson and Mike Evans and those guys. He has far more upside than them. Thank you for the insight, Wyatt. I appreciate that. You're a good man. Yeah, I like really, really hate statements like this, like players' floors or players' ceilings are like this or that from what they did. You could say his floor was last year, what he did last year, but you could also say they added Curtis Samuel. You could say Gibson might get more involved. You could say they added De'Ami Brown. Like, you don't really know that. I just think at the end of the day, Terry McLaurin is just a clear alpha, you know? And now he has a quarterback that's going to throw the ball more accurately down the down the field. Oh, boy. What else we got here? All right, we're about to be on the clock. We have 2 quarterbacks. We do need a second tight end, but I'm not pulling the trig yet because I want to see who else is on the board. Oh, I hope Emmanuel Sanders drops to me right here. I can't get enough of Emmanuel Sanders, man. I know that you guys really fucking love when I get sniped. You guys really love that. Fuck. All right. Cool. So we're going to split the difference here. We're going to take Marquez Valdes-Scantling, who I have been very, very clear about. I have so much exposure to MVS. He might be my highest owned wide receiver in this entire on this entire platform. And I'm not going to take another wide receiver. I'm going to go with a running back here. I can choose between. I like Gio. I like Gio in best ball because you don't have to actually decide what weeks to start him. Yeah, I'm going to go with Gio here. I think there's a real chance that Gio catches like 60 passes this year. He's a more explosive version of James White, and I don't know, Brady's just going to throw it him a billion times. So I'll take Gio there, and then we will figure it out later. Let me put some players in the queue. Oh, man, Kirk was still sitting there. Shit, I could have faded quarterback one more round. Let me ask you guys, for those of y'all that have watched my underdog drafts before, do you guys like this, how I'm doing it this time better with the board up on the screen the whole time? Or do you guys prefer it when I have, let's see, when I have it like this and you could see my team as well as the last like 10 picks or whatever? Let me know and I'll switch to whatever you guys like more. Wide receivers, tight ends. All right. I probably should have taken a tight end there. It's got really ugly really quickly. What's good? I like doing the mock drafts that are live, bro. I like doing I like being able to just hang out with you guys and chat a little bit. Ayuk or Deontay? Definitely at this point, Deontay. I think it was Deontay prior to the Ayuk injury anyways, but at this point it's definitely definitely Deontay for me. Okay, so just to give you guys a little clearance, because I heard someone asking me about the rankings or in-season rankings, sit starts, and shit like that. So I make rankings each week. I do rankings each week, so you can have, so you can see basically answering your sit starts just based on looking at my rankings. Those are only available to members that are members of our site on bdge.store. So if you go to bdge.store and you sign up for a Big Dog or a GOAT membership, either of the two, you get access to my in-season weekly rankings. You get access to my actual draft rankings right now for your season-long drafts, dynasty rankings, rookie rankings. You get access to Q&As that I do on the weekends throughout the season where you can ask me your sit starts and all that kind of shit. So bdge.store if you want my in-season rankings. All right, so it seems like you guys like to see the board. And no, I cannot have both on the screen. It's too small. Is Irv Smith droppable, or y'all hold it in 12-team? No damn IR designation could pick someone up upside like Tyson Williams or Cole Kmet. Yeah, Irv Smith, here's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not going to draft him. Therefore, the way I look at him is that he is droppable. Sure. Dub Z, can we be best friends again? What do you mean again? We were always best friends. We were never not best friends. All right, what's going on, y'all? How we feeling? How we doing? How we living? Skirt. I'm so fucking beat up from this weekend. I got, outside of just a bruise on my eye, I got bruises all over my body. I got shin splints. I think I lost a toenail. My ass is sore. I can't, my brain is not working. Holy shit. Thoughts on Jamar Chase news? What do you mean? What happened to Jamar Chase? Are you talking about like him dropping a ball at practice last week? Nick, did you blink? No, I don't blink. I've never blinked. Have the number 4 slot this year. Any idea on a good second running back? I mean, if you have the 4 spot, you're looking at players like... I think more often than not, you'll have a guy that falls to you here. You'll have the Joe Mixon. You'll have the Clyde Edwards-Helaire. If you get really lucky, you might get a Najee Harris. So I think you'll be able to get one of those guys. If you don't get him there, like, you will be able to get probably Chris Carson or David Montgomery in the third. Like, I'm not going to grab a I'm not going to grab one of those third-round running backs. Sorry. I need to stop looking at my phone. Third-round running back if those A.J. Browns and D.K. Metcalfs and the Keenan Allen, like the third or the second group of wide receivers is available. So if those guys in that second tier, Mixon, Clyde, Najee, don't fall to you there, I wouldn't reach for a third-round guy because you'll be – I mean, they're a third-round guy for that fucking reason. You'll be able to get them there. Okay, where art thou? Let's see. Yeah, the dropping balls. Yeah, no, I don't care about drops in practice. I don't even care about drops in the fucking game. The only thing I care about is usage in preseason games. Usage and injuries. The only things that really matter in preseason. The vid for this weekend will be up hopefully this weekend, upcoming weekend. Wasn't there some cop shit? Actually, I did see something weird with Jamar Chase. Like, I did see something about his baby mama or some shit. I don't fucking know. I'm not really about to let that factor into my drafting of him, though. Okay, we do need a second tight end. We're about to be on the board. And this is a guy that I've kind of been targeting semi-often. And that's Austin Hooper. He played all of the snaps with the first team. And I always thought that was going to be the case. And he did that last year when he wasn't hurt. So I'm not sure why he's going so fucking late. They signed him to the big contract. Like, he definitely is the guy there for them in Cleveland. So we're looking at Austin Hooper. The wide receivers left, like, Rashad Bateman's hurt. Amon-Ra St. Brown is not playing at all. T.Y. Hilton is hurt. Jamison Crowder gets a little bit interesting down here, only because Elijah Moore's been gone for long enough for me to be worried. I'm a little bit worried about Elijah Moore. He's not getting any playing time now because of the injury, and it seems like Jamison Crowder is going to start as a starter. And no, I did not time out because look who I had in the motherfucking queue. Oh, shit. I lied. But that's a great pick. I actually wanted Tevin Coleman if I didn't get... I put Austin Hooper in the queue. Oh, I had Coleman in the queue from before then. Gotcha. Okay. So we took Tevin Coleman, and I probably should have taken someone else that's in my queue. But we're going to take Austin Hooper here to grab our second tight end. I am a big fan of this Cleveland offense, and I don't mind getting all pieces of it, or as many pieces of it as I can, as late as I can. They are going to be efficient. They have the single best offensive line in the NFL, which means their tight ends aren't going to have to block much, okay? They're not going to have to ask them to block much, and they're just lacking wide receiver weapons. So I think Austin Hooper can be a part of that funnel offense. And I'm a really big fan of taking the Jets running backs now. If you're doing these best ball drafts, if you're signing up for Underdog now and you're just getting to the drafts for the next week or so, I would hammer home a lot of Ty Johnson and a lot of Tevin Coleman in the 14th, 15th, 16th rounds. I think I probably would have taken Ty Johnson over Tevin Coleman. I had both of them in my queue, but I didn't actually make the move there. They can't be any more obvious about what they're doing. Like Michael Carter still continuously going way above those guys. You're starting to see the gap close. Carter got all the way up to like a 7th round pick, moved down to 8th, 9th, and now he's going in the 12th round, which is where he should be going. But Tevin Coleman going behind him, Ty Johnson going behind him, I just don't think makes a lot of sense. What else do we got? Oh, we got the chats coming in hot and heavy. Hot and heavy. Are you guys filming your draft party this year? Of course. We've done it every year for the last 6 years. Always filming the draft party. You'll have the draft party. So this weekend's vlog was a fantasy draft, but it was also a fucking rager. And it was a fantasy draft, and it was basketball, and it was brunch, and it was all the good shit that I love. So that will be up this weekend. Then, yeah, we'll film the E-Town Get Down draft for sure. Always. We actually did the confession cam at the party, and I'm fucking terrified to see how that comes out. That's going to be so embarrassing. Fuck. Thoughts on Tyler Higbee at Stafford this year? Yeah, I'm not like someone who's like, oh my God, Stafford loves tight end, because I feel like that's not even a real fucking narrative. I feel like tight ends have been wildly average with Stafford. But I like the idea that Gerald Everett is gone, and now Tyler Higbee is going to be a borderline 100% snap guy this year. And they really don't have that many passing game weapons, right? Cam Akers is out, Gerald Everett's out, so now it's Woods, Kupp, and Higbee. So I like Higbee. I'm not sure. I'm not that confident in him being a really rock solid tight end one, but I think he's probably as rock solid as they come at that portion of the draft. I'm not much more confident in Noah Fant being great than Tyler Higbee is, so he's fine where he is. LMAO lacking wide receiver weapons. Yeah, Donovan Peoples-Jones, just a fucking stud in the NFL. Schwartz, stud in the NFL. Rashard Higgins has just been, his resume is flawless in the NFL. OBJ has just been so good last year. OBJ has been so good for the last 4 years, coming off an ACL tear 7 months ago. Oh my God, and Jarvis Landry, don't get me started about his explosion. You just named 3 wide receivers that haven't done a fucking single thing in the NFL. A guy who's 30 coming off an ACL tear, and a guy that doesn't catch balls that go more than 7 yards down the field. Mm-hmm. Where are we at? What else? Any questions? Colin, I'm going to use Animals team as a don't draft list. You'd probably have a really solid hit rate on that. Adam, I'm going to get to the super chat right after I make my pick. We're up in round 16 and 17. And then we have Mr. Unfortunate, the last pick of the draft. All right, let's see what we got here. So we're probably going to rip off 2 wide receivers at least. And we will need to take another quarterback most likely because we have Justin Fields and we don't know when he's going to start. We have 5 running backs. We're probably chilling there. Rashad Perriman, my heart goes out to him. I fucking actually really liked him. What a shame. All right, so we're going to take our quarterback first. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I guess technically speaking, he's the only quarterback we can semi-rely on for points. It was Deshaun Watson, Mac Jones, Cam Newton, Taysom Hill left on the board. So we have no fucking idea if any of those guys are even playing. Wide receiver. Let's go. Oh, there's nobody good left, huh? Bateman, Hilton. I'll go with Slayton here. I will go with Slayton. Tell me I have 2 pieces of the New York Giants passing offense. No, I don't. Okay, cool. I think Slayton got hurt, but I'm pretty sure he came back on the field. Or that was just a terrible pick. Either way. Okay. No more possible to pay with PayPal for draft guide. Where do you rank Fields in Superflex? Pretty solid preseason. Bless your wisdom from Germany. Hello, the Pantu. Yeah, no, we don't have a PayPal option on there. I could probably figure out how to put it on there though. I just figured like everybody has a credit card. Was that wrong of me to assume that? It's obviously easier, but like I still don't think it's not possible. Where do you rank Fields in Superflex? So I have Fields ranked, I want to say like 15 or 16. Actually, probably lower than that. He's probably behind the guys like Cousins and Baker Mayfield and stuff that actually have the starting job locked up, but above the shitty ones that have the starting jobs locked up. Like you're obviously taking Fields before guys like Sam Darnold and Zach Wilson and shit like that. But all right, so in these drafts, since y'all are going to be doing the drafts because you do have the Underdog app now because you clicked the link in my description and it took you straight to the App Store and you downloaded it and then you put $10 onto your account. And when you did that, you used the promo code BDGE. And because you did that, you now have $35 into your account. And because you have $35 in your account, you've been drafting a lot. And because you've been drafting a lot, you know that your roster construction should be something like what I have. And that is, I have no fucking idea because I can't figure out where my team is. I have 3 quarterbacks. I'd only do that if I'm taking a rookie quarterback or I have 2 really, really shitty ones, so I need to grab a 3rd one. I have 5 running backs: C-Mac, Chase Edmonds, Trey Sermon, Gio Bernard, Tevin Coleman. I have 7 wide receivers, and I'll usually end with 8 wide receivers. I might take another tight end just because Austin Hooper was my tight end too, and we want to make sure that we have a solid performer in there every week, but there's not much left on the board. Evan Ingram hurt his calf. Anthony Ferksker is splitting time. I think I will actually put Tyler Conklin in the queue. I really like Tyler Conklin if Irv Smith is going to miss some time now. Irv Smith's best case scenario, I think, is 4 to 5 weeks being out. And his and a worst case scenario is certainly him being out for the year. So we're waiting on more tests, I believe. Let me search the Twitter sphere real quick. Yeah, nothing new yet. Okay. Yeah, I like Tyler Conklin, though. He showed up at the end of last year. He is an athletic dude, and since Irv Smith is out, he could command a pretty decent amount of targets in a funnel. Where we have a chat coming from Ferocious. It's cracking. CD and Gus Edwards for Diggs, a good trade in PPR. Yeah, I would probably take the Diggs side there, especially if you have a little bit of depth. This is, the live streams are the funniest. Like, Jesse's been a subscriber for close to, like, I would say, like, 5 years. Like, he's one of those dudes that hates himself enough that he just has to come on here and say that he hates me. But I know that you watch and comment on, like, every video I put out. And I have a lot of gratitude and empathy for you. I'm sorry, buddy. If you want to talk offline, you know my email. It's linked in the description. But make sure before you hit the email, you download the Underdog app. I have moved Kamara over Zeke in my rankings. Thoughts on Judy? Good player. Really like him in the 7th round. Love him even more with Teddy Bridgewater. Where's the guy that said David Mont gonna win me? That is Lucas. I love Lucas dearly, but he is very difficult animal to control. Therefore, he was not. Asked to come back for this year because he scares me. And I had all my friends and family there this weekend, so I don't want to be responsible for him doing anything weird to them. All right. 18th round, Rashad Bateman. Show some fucking respect. Show some fucking respect to Rashad Bateman. What the? Oh, I looked at T.Y. Hilton. I thought it said that I drafted him. No, we got Rashad Bateman. With the last pick, dude. What the fuck? Said I took him. I promise. All right, let's go back to the screen. The other screen. Okay. So the final team: Joe Burrow, Justin Fields, Jared Goff. Horrible quarterback situation. Christian McCaffrey, Chase Edmonds, Trey Sermon, Gio Bernard, Tevin Coleman. Wide receivers. My wide receivers are fucking nice though. Jefferson, Keenan Allen. Dude, I took Rashad Bateman. What is this shit? Where's my 18th player? Just has me sitting on the board. We put numbers on the board. Let me refresh this bitch real quick. It's going to take 2.5 hours to refresh. Watch. There we go. Tell me we got Shoddy. We got Shoddy. Let's go. As my 8th wide receiver, I don't even need him to put up points. But he'll be bike. Rest assured, Shoddy B will be bike. That's the team. And that is the conclusion of this draft. We'll hang around and maybe take some more Q&A in a second. I just want to go over a few things. Someone asked me to show the board of the draft weekend. And show the board for the draft weekend. Tomorrow's video, I think, is going, just because I don't have a lot of time to film it, obviously, before tomorrow, I think I'm going to look at the draft board, and we are going to break it down pick by pick and kind of my strategy throughout it. So tomorrow morning, stay tuned. That will be the... Oh, I didn't take Tyler Conklin. Fuck, you're right. That will be the video for tomorrow morning, going over the Big Money League. What else we got? I don't know. That's a team. Make sure you sign up on Underdog. Make sure you use the promo code BDGE. Make sure you hit the thumbs up if you're enjoying the video, or if you did enjoy the video, and make sure you subscribe to that channel if you are new. A lot of Michael Pittman questions. Yeah, listen, I'm not necessarily sold on Michael Pittman as a receiver yet, but all the stars are aligning for him to do so. New quarterback, T.Y. Hilton hurt. All that shit. So Pittman, I mean, you gotta acknowledge it's all there for it to happen. I'm just not really sold on him as a talent yet, but it could happen. Tequila or whiskey shot? Do you even follow me? Do you even fucking know who I am, dog? I love King showing up literally as we're closing the live stream. I got nothing but love for you. Make sure while you're here, you just fucking nail that button that has the thumb pointing up. All right, I'm out of here. I love y'all. See you at 5 a.m. tomorrow, and then I will see you at 7 p.m. tomorrow. We're going to be doing live stream drafts every single night this week to prep you for your drafts. All right? Don't miss a motherfucking night. Set your alarm clock. Again, write a Sharpie on your baby's fucking titties so you don't forget. I love you. We out.